stop, listen, and ask yourself, have you ever pondered at the idea that there may be something to the other side? If so, and you're hearing my voice for the first time, then you may have just fallen into the void.
Hey everyone, this is Michael with Glowing Ghost Paranormal, and I'm falling with G-Man into the void.
Well, hey there, hello there, and welcome to another episode of Into the Void, where we talk about anything and everything paranormal. I'm your ghost host with the most, G-Man, and as always, I would like to say thank you to all who have been listening and to those who are tuning in out of the States. I'm talking to you, Ireland, France, Canada, Greece, and New Zealand. Thank you so much for following with us. And also, a very big thank you to paranormal investigator Michael Scott for taking the time to talk with us. If you haven't already listened, after this episode, go back and tune into episode 2, where you can learn about how he got started investigating. Also, I encourage you to stop, listen, and consider his message to those who are more concerned about his sexual preference over his ghostly evidence. Not to mention his investigative observations and encounters, support and involvement with his husband and family, and just overall a great individual to engage with. Finally, be sure to not only check out but also subscribe to his YouTube channel, Glowing Ghost Paranormal, to see all of his previous and newest investigations. Before we get to the heart of this episode, I would just like to give an update on the Shadow Chronicles, which have been postponed. As we were preparing for the episode, we realized we needed a little more time to provide you with the best experience possible. So, don't despair. You're still in for a scare. As always, I have with me the very talented, smooth-talking son of a gun, and all-around best sound engineer I know. Listener, give it up for the talented Mr. Renee Jazz Hands Bravo. That's the one. How's it going, Renee?
Good. It's been, what? How long since our last episode? A couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks, yeah.
Wow. It
yeah.
feels like it's been longer.
I know. I'm whenever we don't do an episode, I'm literally working on an episode, sitting there going, I need to get on a microphone. It's just killing me.
I know.
Are you doing all right, though?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Trying to keep clean.
Okay, yeah.
With everything that's going on. But,
Can we clarify on the keep clean part? Because that came out a little weird.
Right? No, just, trying to stay, healthy and stuff like
That's
that.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. I have a big announcement to make.
Yeah?
The tickets for Midsummer Scream
Oh.
are on sale. I'm super excited. I'm hoping that we'll be able to go there and, do our own thing for the convention.
I'm going to try to go.
Yeah, so we'll see. Well, listener, do we have a show for you? So you may have seen her collaborate on various vlogs alongside fellow YouTubers such as The Fam, Chris Starr, and Omar Gosh, just to name a few. With more than 7,000 subscribers and a regular 9-to-5 job as a dispatcher, one can only wonder, where does our guest find the time for these adventures? Well, luckily, listener, together we get to find out. Joining me in studio is a woman whose voice is so sweet it could put candy out of business. But don't let her sweet voice fool you. She has the courage and determination to explore the dark and unknown. Bats and ghouls, please help me in welcoming straight from her YouTube channel, Adventures with Ashley. It's Ashley.
Hi.
How's it going?
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
Thank you for coming back. So, would you do me a favor and just share with us who is here with you in the studio?
This is my lovely boyfriend, Michael.
Well, hello, Michael.
Hello.
And welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, this is great. Just wanted to ask, because I know last time you were here with Kelsey, which, by the way, listener, it's Kelsey Davies. She has her own YouTube channel, and she was here last season.
Yes.
Yeah, season 1.
Season 1.
So, since then, you guys have been doing quite a few videos together.
Oh, yeah.
Very creepy videos. And we will definitely talk about one of the videos that you guys have done that not only scared the crap out of me, but I'm pretty sure scared the crap out of a lot of your followers.
Oh, yes.
But there is something I do want to talk to you about, and that is on November 3rd, 2017, you posted on your channel an exploration and titled it Abandoned Plane Crash. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
Yes, that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I just remember Tyler, who was on the show last time with us, he's always looking up these crazy hikes and was telling me about a plane crash that happened. And I was like, what? Like, I have to see this. Like, it's still there.
That's good.
And I forget the year.
2017, you posted it.
But I'm not sure, like, when the crash, I forget what it
the
said.
crash was 1949.
1949.
Wow.
On
And
March
it was
2nd, 1949.
still there.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, not much, but, like, you can see.
Oh,
Like,
there's enough.
Yeah.
There's enough to where you can go, that's a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was, like, one of those things, like, I was so determined to find it. Like,
Oh, nice.
like
Okay.
if you were just going on the regular, like, Baldy hike, there's no way, like, you would see this.
Right.
But I felt like something, like, wanted me to find this. And I was just, like, going off trail, which is something I would typically not do.
Okay.
Like, I was just going way down, and even Tyler's like, whoa, like, what are you doing?
Oh, wow. You know, I
I'm
was
not
I was
going
the,
down there.
I was the same way. I'm sitting there watching your video and I'm like, why is she going down the
Like,
side of this
falling
mountain?
down the hill slide.
Yeah. Like I half expected like a slip, and then the whole video is just you sliding down, first person camera view of like, I can't stop this. I mean, it just,
I was that determined. to
oh
find
my
it.
gosh, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. Now, being that this wasn't paranormal, what was your goal going into this, and how did you feel afterwards?
It was just one of those things that I had to see it.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. I get like that about certain places. But
So if someone tells you like, hey, there was, an abandoned, or not abandoned, I should say, like a sunken ship somewhere out in like the Bermuda Triangle, we're going to go look at it.
I would go and find that. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. No, that's good.
That's the kind of adventure I like. Like, that's what I feel like my YouTube's about. It's not necessarily always the paranormal. It's like the adventure and
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And I love that about your channel too. I'm a big fan of watching people adventure out, finding places that I would love to go to one day.
Yeah.
And that video of you and going down there to that plane, I mean, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. And what I love too is that she goes in the video and she says, who you were with Tyler and two other people.
Yes, Brian and Shannon.
Okay, so you even mentioned that like she has the camera in her face and she's like going on saying like, okay, so they have taken off, they've kind of gone and do their own thing, and I'm still here, and I'm sitting there like, girl, you need to go with them. Like, what are you doing?
Mind you, there's no cell phone reception, so we're
Yeah.
not able to communicate.
Wow.
And I'm like all the way down this hill, like they wouldn't even
Jeez.
see me if they walked past.
Oh
but
my gosh.
it was worth it.
It was really fascinating though when you found that, because I had to look up information about that. It was just amazing what I learned. So like we said, March 2nd, 1949, it's two Marine planes. They were both specifically F-6Fs or Hellcats, and they left an old it's not active anymore, but it's a Marine Corps base, air base in El Toro. And the reason that they took off was because they were doing some sort of practice for instrument flying. And the crazy part is that at 2:30, or I should say 14:30 for you military type out there, they basically get like an APB. The Orange County Sheriff's Department gets this APB that some planes have went missing. And on March 6th of 1949, the two planes that were missing were found. One was actually found on, I want to say, the Santa Barbara Mountains, and then the other one was on the west side of the of Mount Baldy, which is insane. No survivors at all. And the history of that base, I don't know if you guys are ever going to check it out, but be careful when you do. To my understanding, the school, they shut the whole school down, the whole base down, because kids and teachers were getting sick from the fuel. What is it called? I just had it. The fumes. There we go. The fuel fumes were being pushed from the jets towards the school. Wow. And even though they have these things that back to keep everything going, it doesn't matter because it goes up and the air pushes it. So teachers were getting sick, students were getting sick. They had to shut the whole base down after that. So it's abandoned now. But they say that you need to be careful because I guess some of that fuel still resonates over there. People have been reporting getting sick in that area, and they want to build a whole new housing over there too.
Oh, no, thank you.
Yeah. But I'm sorry, I digress from that. But yeah, it just was interesting. So when you found that, my first instinct was, I need to find out more about this.
Like, why?
This is insane. Yeah, that was absolutely nuts. So you were sitting down by the wing of the plane, or what was left of it.
Yes.
And you said in the camera, I bet, or I think you were talking to Tyler. You said, I bet this is haunted. But the way you said it, it was like you were so happy, and you're like, I bet this is haunted.
That's like evil.
So have you, or would you go back? And do an EVP session.
Absolutely. I've thought about that ever since I went. Like, so many people, like, were commenting on it. And so I was like, I wish I did. But we didn't have, like, the app. Like, we use the Necrophonic app now.
Right,
like,
yeah.
We didn't kind of have that equipment back
Right.
then. But I would definitely go and, I mean, it was very difficult to find.
I imagine, yeah. You guys
would
hiked
love to.
for a good little while.
I forget how many miles we did that day, but it was insane.
That's wild. I do recall you guys going down the mountain and like you could see the clouds, like you were above the cloud line.
Yeah.
So when you were going down, like it just got colder and colder and colder, and I saw the ski lift and I was like, oh, I wish they could take the ski lift. That would be great.
We wanted to so bad, and I think we were like 10, 15 minutes after they closed. And they're like, sorry. We're like, are you kidding me? So I think it was like 8 miles back.
Oh,
and
jeez.
we're like shaking. It was so cold.
Oh, man. See, I like to walk, but I don't know if I could walk in the cold like that.
Yeah.
That's insane. So let's move on here. On October 28, 2017, you also published a video titled Abandoned Cabin and Mine in the Woods. So we're going to get a little bit creepier now, because this video, not only was it shot at night, but you found this abandoned cabin. How did you come across a place like this?
I don't even know. We were trying to get to the mine.
Okay.
And we come across this cabin. So, of course, I had to explore it.
So
look
this was
around in there.
completely unplanned.
Yeah, we did not plan this at
Wow.
all. And so, did my little video in there, showed everything. And then we went to go find the mine. And we go for, I don't know, 1.5 miles, 2 miles.
Okay.
Thinking we're going in the right direction. We end up right back to that cabin
That's
again.
what, yeah, you reported that you had walked and you thought you were away from it, and all of a sudden it's right there again.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
You know, it was so bizarre because, like, you're going the opposite way.
Yeah.
Yet you end up right there.
Oh my gosh.
I don't understand.
That was really creepy. And I got to say, in that video, it was you and a companion of yours were there, and he's videotaping you inside the cabin. And again, people are so good with their editing and music that the music is just creeping me out. And I'm half expecting something to like grab you or like go past the camera, like a shadow or something. Luckily, nothing happened on that portion of it. But you guys did start hearing some weird footsteps, or like, I don't know.
Don't even know what was coming at us, and it was like obviously in the woods, so you can't even see what's coming towards you.
It was dark, yeah.
So it's like pitch black. We just had like our flashlights. That was the only light we had, and I'm just like, I don't even know what's coming.
That's
Is
crazy.
it a person, an animal, or
yeah?
You know?
That was just creepy, because you guys even back. You had to back into the cabin because you kept hearing it, like almost like it was getting closer. Yeah, that was some crazy creepiness in that video. Listener, I really urge you to check that video out. That was just insane. So this video continues, which becomes even more chilling, and you visited an old mine.
Yes.
How did you feel going to a place like this, and what did you experience?
That honestly is a complete experience, like paranormal, I would say, especially at night. We've gone in the day, like it's Bighorn Mine. It's very popular. A lot of hikers go up there. Even during the day, it's creepy. But being there at night, it's pitch black. We just did lights out. Like, let's just hear it. Like, you hear all these sounds. You don't even know
where
what's
it's
there.
coming from.
Is it a person? Is someone in here?
Oh, man. Jeez.
Gosh, it's something.
So in the video, you guys, you completely shut everything off. I mean, just pitch black inside there. And listener, if you listen very carefully, it sounds like someone or something is almost trying to like scurry its way up to you, like walking, but in like a weird scurry type noise. And I'm telling you, it's one of those, you got to just put your headphones on and listen, and it's just pure creepiness.
I really wanted to hear. Some people say you can hear them like pushing like the mine carts and stuff. That's why I was like, lights out.
Okay.
Like, I want to hear this.
And what would you have done if you had heard the mine cart?
I probably would have ran out.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's so many like big holes in there. You could just like fall right in. So
okay.
I don't recommend it lights out, but
I think I'm gonna do it, Renee. I think I'm gonna go to the mine with the lights out. I don't know. We'll see. Do you want to come with me?
I'm all for poking the bear and stuff, but like I'll try.
It's a heck of a hike, man. It's a heck of a hike. And we get to the mine, we're like, you know what? We've hiked enough. We're good. Look, there's the mine. Bye. So, Michael, you are in quite a few videos with Ashley.
I am, yeah.
And I got to ask, this is actually for both of you. Are you guys afraid of the dark?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Your face, you made like, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yes. You have no idea. Oh my gosh, that's insane.
No,
So,
yeah.
oh yeah,
I
go
was
ahead.
gonna say, now, is it the what kind of fear of the dark is it? Is it more like, is it because you're not seeing anything, or just you're afraid something is there?
That's a good question.
Yeah. There's always different types of. I've noticed that when people are afraid of the dark, there's different reasons.
I'd say you don't know what's there.
Yeah.
And if you do hear something, you don't know what it is, and you can't see what it is.
Yeah.
So that's probably the most freaky part of the being in the dark.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, when you're doing an investigation, you can't see anything that's going on, and when you hear these noises, it's that fear of I didn't see it. All I can do is hear it, and so it just it gets scary. Yeah, that feeling that you get of like something's there. Now, I find this interesting because I'm watching the videos, and I feel like, Michael, you might be a little bit of a skeptic. There's one video in particular that we're gonna talk about here soon, but I only bring this up because I want you to think about this.
Okay.
In the video, it seemed like you were a little skeptical about ghosts and spirits and hauntings and all that, and then something happened, and it almost seemed like your whole entire world just changed.
I've actually always believed in that stuff.
Okay.
I've never really been a skeptic because I know it's true.
Okay.
So making these videos, I was always excited. So
Oh, good.
maybe it came off wrong in a video, but no.
Oh, no.
I've always been into that stuff, and
Okay, good.
it's always amazed me.
This was more just an educated guess because when I watch these videos, I always look to see how people react to things. Like we had the last episode, Michael Scott, his husband, and them, they go and do paranormal investigations, and you can see the little bit of like he's a little skeptic about what goes on, but then when it happens, he does it like, oh hell no, and he just leaves, So, okay, no, that's good. Before I get into this story, let's talk about something. The Brackenfern Manor. Now, I'm going to talk to Kelsey about this when she comes on, but you were there.
Yes.
So, and by the way, you have no idea how happy I was that when you had posted your live feed, and I was like, dude, Ashley's back. Yes. That was great. So the Brackenfern Manor, now that's, I believe, up in Arrowhead.
Yes, like
Okay.
Arrowhead.
So, you know what? Just give me the full story of what happened to you and your your feelings and your experiences, because I don't have any notes on it. It's more of I just really want to know what happened up there, because we see this door just slam shut, and then after that she cuts it off and she even told us she's not a paranormal investigator, so I was really disappointed that we didn't see any more. But I got to know, Ashley, you were there.
Yes.
What were you experiencing, and how did you feel about the whole thing?
I was I felt so uneasy as soon as we got there. I was very uncomfortable the whole time.
was very cold.
I kept telling him I
Okay.
want to go, I want to leave.
Wow.
It was just one of those, you just have that feeling,
was
you're
creepy.
not welcome here. They don't want you here. I don't know. Kelsey's
Amazing.
one of those, she wants to stay. She wants to explore
Yeah.
everything, and I'm just
Yeah.
I have my feelings right now. They're telling me to leave.
Okay. Oh
And
man.
if you heard, the app even told her, the spirit, get Kelsey
Get
out.
Kelsey out.
You
Yes.
can tell. Okay, that's enough confirmation for me. We'll leave.
Yeah. That
We're
was
gone.
that. Now, was there anybody actually staying there at the time?
No, that's the thing.
Because there was bags inside
Yes.
rooms.
And there was absolutely no one. Even the owners of the place were, I guess, across the street.
Wow.
So here we had no idea if there was someone here
So
or
it
not.
kind of makes you wonder. You see these. See in the video, you see they open these doors and there's bags on a bed, but no one's there. So it kind of makes you wonder if maybe they had experienced something where they just left. They didn't want to take anything with them. Almost like those abandoned houses.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was insane. Oh my God. You guys are crazy, by the way.
I don't know if I'd ever go back to that.
I was gonna say, would you go back there?
Going off of how I felt, I don't think I would.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
an uneasy, kind of anxious feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah.
And Michael, you were there.
I was there, yeah.
How are you feeling about the whole situation and being there at this haunted? What is it? Is it a hotel, or is it B&B or an Airbnb, or?
It's almost like an Airbnb. Like I think that one, if you were to rent out the
You have to
place,
rent out
like
the whole
the
place.
entire,
Oh,
like
wow.
all the rooms
Not
there.
just one room.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe
Yeah.
people do stay there, but when we went, it didn't look like anyone
Yeah,
was staying
anyone.
there.
Wow.
Except for the stuff, random
Because all the
stuff.
stuff was empty, and you might see a random bag. We're like, well, why is a bag here?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I thought it was abandoned at first, but we found out the owners were across the street. And
Oh my
we're
gosh.
like, well, should we be here? Should we not?
I mean, they're pretty smart to stay across the street, though.
Yeah.
But still. So there's the scene where the door slams. Now, did you guys see the door slam, or did you hear it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was on the staircase. I was ready to leave.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I'm like
Yeah.
down there, and that happened. I was like, okay, I'm gone.
Wow.
Let's go.
I mean, I'm sure everyone wanted to know, like, what was behind the door. Like, we were like, hell
No,
no.
Oh, of
nobody
course.
wants
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah, I mean, all the viewers want to know what's behind the door,
Right.
but
But if
I
you're
mean,
actually there, you're like,
that's
we want it out.
You made the smart
Yeah.
decision by just leaving. Yeah, because I mean, I feel like if you had stayed there any longer, you guys would have, whatever was there would have got more upset. Like you said, it didn't seem like it wanted you guys around.
No, definitely not.
And there was like a point in time where I believe Kelsey was using the app
Mm-hmm.
on her phone, and Michael, I think you said that you heard something like by a window or something like that. Did you guys? So you happened to
That
see?
was downstairs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you guys happened to see shadows or like shadow figures, or was it just more sounds?
It was just more sounds.
Okay.
We just
Okay.
couldn't tell what it was.
Insane. Absolutely insane. Well, I'm glad you guys were able to get through that, and I'm glad you were able to be here to talk about it. I really want to go see it.
And then, like, getting the history on that place. I know you looked it up, and it just, once you found out the history, it
It's
just
very
made it even more
dark.
creepy.
Yeah.
Now, what exactly is the history of this place?
About how it was like, I don't know it. You know it.
Because I did see something about Al Capone and a hideout.
Yeah.
But was this the building that you went into? Was that the building?
I guess a lot of them are down there.
Oh, okay.
But that was one of them, Bugsy Siegel, and
Yeah,
and all
you guys
those.
even got an EVP that said Bugsy on
Isn't
it.
that crazy?
That's wild. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's insane. Well, I'm glad. Like I said, I'm glad you guys are okay, and I'm glad you guys are safe. I'm glad you don't want to go back there, Ashley.
It was very
don't.
cold. It was probably like 20 degrees.
Oh,
And the
man.
whole
Like
building.
inside
Okay.
the manor, it was that cold. Like it was.
Wait, so it was
warmer
colder
outside.
inside?
Yes.
Oh, I'm thinking it's just cold all around.
No, so it was just extremely uncomfortable, and you could feel like,
Whoa.
okay, like we're not wanted here.
That kind of makes you wonder if it was a dark entity as opposed to just a spirit.
I definitely feel like it's dark, whatever's there.
Okay.
There's a lot of negativity that happened there. Like I guess there was a lot of murders that they
Okay.
had. So you definitely feel that negative energy
Wild.
for sure.
Absolutely wild. Oh my gosh. Well, they said the woods aren't safe at night.
Yeah. No.
So
That's true.
oh well. So let's talk about something here. You posted a video. I don't have the date on this one, but you actually did 2 videos.
Yes.
And one of them you were talking about the ghost boy next door.
Yes.
And on the other one, you actually gave an update about the ghost boy next door. So, yeah, the ghost boy next door. Please share your story with us.
My little friend. Oh goodness.
He's not here, is he?
I mean, he could be.
I mean, if
but-
he wants to talk to us, it's perfectly fine.
All right, everyone, be quiet. No, I'm just kidding. No, I first met him, I guess you could say, when I was about in the 2nd grade. Was out in my backyard. I had a little swing set, so I'm playing with my best friend out there. We're having like a family party, and all of a sudden we hear these little footsteps walking up to the fence next door. And it was like one of those back in the day, like you could literally see into your neighbor's yard, like between
okay.
like the planks and there's holes, like
Yeah.
you could see anything. And so we're just playing, and all of a sudden you hear it walk right up to us, and you hear like the highest pitch voice, like, "Can I play?"
Whoa.
And we just stopped and looked, and I was like, there's no one. There's nobody here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's insane. Now, did you ever find out anything else about this ghost boy and like what happened to him, or?
Yes. So luckily, soon after I posted that video, the daughter who lived next door came over, and I was able to ask her all these questions.
Oh,
and
nice.
She was telling me that he was killed in a car accident
Oh,
when
man.
I think he was 3. I forgot
Oh,
what I
man.
said, but he flew out of the car, and that's how
Oh,
he
gosh.
died. But yeah, she was very familiar with him herself growing up. So
Amazing.
yeah.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. Now, did you? Has anything else happened recently Do you think the ghost boy is still there?
I'm afraid to ask. They have renters there now, so I don't want to scare them away.
Yeah, okay.
But the daughter used to say, she would see him up on the stairs. They lived in a 2-story, and she would always tell her parents, like, who's that little boy up there? And they're like, what are you talking about? So they kind of thought it was like an imaginary friend for a while.
Okay.
And then they started hearing in the middle of the night a ball would get thrown down the stairs, and their keys were going missing and being misplaced. And they're like, okay, maybe she's not crazy. And they ended up seeing him.
Literally an
Yes.
apparition of the boy. Wow.
And again,
my
it's
gosh.
something with the staircase. I don't know what it is, why he likes it, but that's where they saw him.
I mean, it is a kid, so kids do
Yeah.
like to play on the staircases. I imagine he maybe played on it as a kid when he was alive. So, but still, that's
Yeah.
whew. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That
That's
gave me
insane.
chills.
Right? Oh man, it's amazing. Just I know your YouTube channel is basically just adventures and going around and exploring places, but you find the most fascinating paranormal stuff in your adventures. I'm blown away by your
I
channel.
feel like it finds me because I'm not always
Okay.
like seeking it. It just sometimes just happens.
You know, that is completely normal. A lot of people that are involved with the paranormal, whether they're heavily involved or whether just a little bit involved, it tends to come back. And whether you choose to, acknowledge it, that's up to you. And that's kind of, I guess, what happened to me. I had done the whole paranormal stuff in the military and out of the military, and then I stopped. And I told myself I wouldn't do it. I've got 2 kids. The last thing I need is Dad, the shadow man won't leave me alone or something. And it just kind of came back. It's almost like it followed you but never said anything and then was like, hey, hello, I'm still here. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane how it happens. And it's one of those, like you, obviously you're very curious about it and you want to pursue and find out more. And I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. Yeah, the Queen Mary, all that stuff. I mean,
yeah.
I love your Queen Mary videos, by the way, too. Those are fun to watch.
I'm very passionate about the Queen Mary.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. That's crazy. Renee, do you have any questions you want to ask?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah?
That was really good. I have nothing to say about
All right.
that.
Awesome. We have a team member who's a fan of your channel.
Really?
He wanted to be here, but unfortunately some things didn't work out. So he's watching my kids right now. But he just wanted to say hello. He's a big fan. And I think that was it, really. Just he wanted to say hi. So, yeah.
Well, thank you. Tell
Yeah.
him hello.
It's actually our guest
Gabriel?
co-host Gabriel. Yeah.
Gabriel? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, which I believe we're changing his name to the Strange One now.
The straight-
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see. But the Strange One says hello.
Well, hello, strange one.
So Michael, now you are a police officer.
That is correct.
Have you talked to anybody, or has anyone ever said anything to you about just like odd or unusual or maybe paranormal type calls?
So sometimes we'll get 911 calls of pedestrians on the freeway. So we mainly control the freeways.
Okay.
So like around the 60, the 605 area, we'll get a pedestrian call.
Oh,
Say,
okay.
hey, I remember this call. There was a lady dressed in all white, like a gown. Said there's a lady on the side of the shoulder. So we go through the area. Hey, we're UTL, unable to locate. So we clear from the call. Maybe 5-10 minutes later, another call. Hey, there's this person here just standing there. Sometimes even standing in the lane or walking in the lanes. Go through the area. There's nothing there. It's just like, are we seeing ghosts or something?
Wow.
And so I remember some call like that. I was talking to a dispatcher, and she used to be an ambulance. Worked in the ambulance. So
Okay.
They said they would get that call too.
Oh, wow.
Years ago, and I'm like, well, that's strange. Well, they said, yeah, well, she passed away from like a car accident or something like that, and that's the freeway she was killed on. So she
I'm
roams
sorry.
the area.
So let me just get this straight.
So I'm just like,
You got a call about a woman walking on the freeway,
correct.
and there was no one there.
There's nobody.
But then you had told someone else about this call, and they said, yeah, that's happened before.
Uh-huh.
And you learned that woman had passed away.
Yeah.
What the heck?
It's creepy.
going to be honest. This was unplanned. I was just curious to see if he had any like unusual stories, and he comes running out the gate.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time it's usually a homeless person that's trying to get from one side to the other. But
Right.
this one, it's happened a couple times. There's different parts of the freeway where there's different
Okay.
sightings, but
Oh
So-
man.
but yeah, it's happened before.
You just made my day. Thank you.
So when you got that call, did you like automatically assume it was already weird, like an old lady in a gown?
Yeah,
Did
because
you
it's
think
not
it was-
normal for
Yeah.
someone to be
Yeah,
on
to
a
be on the
freeway,
Right, yeah.
dressed in that attire,
Yeah.
especially when it's cold out or
Yeah.
because I work at night, so usually
Okay.
it's cold.
So what was your first like thought? Maybe it was like a person not.
I just
all right,
thought it was a
like-
homeless person, like
Yeah.
Okay.
just crossing the freeway. So
Wow.
but turns out it was nothing,
Yeah.
It was something, all right.
but it was something.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was not expecting that at all. That's
Pretty good.
awesome.
Not gonna lie.
Well, listener, you just got a bonus story for you right there. That's insane. So you and Kelsey and a couple other people were on the Queen Mary, and you guys decided, or I don't know if you did, but I know Kelsey did, decided what would happen if we had a couple drinks, and then decide to go and do some paranormal investigating. Now, I can I can say this, as someone who has who did or is going to go back and do it. I don't know, for paranormal investigations. I was always told that substance of some sort of substance is never good to have. I mean, it makes you feel good, but I don't know if it's good to have when you're investigating. They always tell you never smoke marijuana before we're doing an investigation. To all my reefer friends, I'm pretty sure it makes it more amazing and freaky for them. But at the same time, I was always told never do that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's almost like you guys said, you know what would happen if we did?
Yep.
So if you could just give us some
my
insight
goodness.
on that.
That was an interesting night, to say the least. But I feel like we weren't off on the things that we were hearing. Like,
Okay.
Through the app, like, I don't know. I was like, maybe I'm just drunk, or like,
Right.
maybe I'm like just hearing these things. But like watching the footage back, it's like, no, it really did say that.
Wow.
Like, I can hear that.
Because it's amazing how like when your inhibition lowers, and this is I've been getting a lot of emails and stories from people that are telling me that things have happened to them when they're drunk, and I'm thinking like, well, as if you were to think as a skeptic, you were drunk, but as someone that is very passionate about the paranormal. You learn that like as your inhibition is lowered, it's almost like spirits say, "Oh wait, they're not really paying attention. Let's go after this person." And that's what I was getting from that, was that you guys were getting so much more because your inhibitions were lowered. Yeah, it's really fascinating that you would want to do something like that. I know I've had the thought of it, but I don't think I would. But it's great to always see other people come up with the idea, and for you guys to do that was just interesting. It was more of an interesting video. So you said that you had basically had heard stuff, and then you checked it out, and it was
Yeah,
realistic.
because like you would hear things like through the app. It would say, I think it one said like Santa Claus or something, because it was like Christmas time. We went to the Queen Mary Christmas
okay.
event. And so I'm like, I swear it just said Santa Claus. Like a lady just walked by, I think it was a maid, and she said like, "Oh, Merry Christmas," and then it was like Santa Claus. I'm like,
Whoa.
did that just say Santa Claus? And then you play it back. I'm like, I hear that.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just me being intoxicated.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
it said that.
That's wild. That's absolutely
Yeah.
wild. And did you? Now you guys walked all over the ship,
Oh, yeah.
right? Okay, so you went down to the was it not the boiler room? The
There's the engine room.
Engine
There's all
room.
that down there. Yeah.
and did you happen to pick up more?
Down there, they didn't let us at night.
Oh,
they closed
okay.
it off. But we got some stuff on. It was one of the staircases, I think, by the nursery. That's
Oh.
when Kelsey fell down the stairs. If you
Yes,
watched that video,
yes.
'Cause it
She was a little
literally-
clumsy in that video.
It's off camera as well, but gotta love her. There was one part where she's standing on the stairs before she falls. That literally just said my name.
Oh wow,
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, like. I took off running. I'm like, see ya, bye.
that's crazy. That's wild.
Like, you want to get personal? All right.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. Well, I will bring this up. I'm not gonna give off a guarantee or a promise to our listener, but we have talked, and we decided that we would like to collaborate with you and Kelsey on the Queen Mary. I can say that I have not been on that ship for quite some time. And that was my own experience, which I know we're going to talk about. But right now it's in discussion. I'm kind of like making out this whole plan or whatnot. But basically, the goal is to collaborate with you and Kelsey and do an investigation on the ship. Are we going to drink? I have no idea.
Absolutely. I'm just kidding.
I mean, why wouldn't we? No.
Maybe after,
Yeah.
But yeah, so the goal is to basically do an investigation with you guys and try to get as much evidence as possible. But again, I have not been on that ship in so long. And I've been in Long Beach recently, but I was avoiding. I literally drove into Long Beach, was going to go on the ship, and I sat in the parking lot, and I just was like, I'll be back.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm telling you, my experience was so weird. But, that's what I wanted to talk about. There we go. So my experience, I was going through a lot of trauma and a lot of turmoil in my life. And I know we had talked about you going through some trauma in your life.
Yeah.
Now, I believe Kelsey has gone through some trauma in her life also. So I'm noticing something that people that go through trauma in their life, when it comes to the paranormal, it's almost like they're more in tune with that. Would you say that happened?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because it's just really fascinating how that all plays out. Yeah, the whole thing is just really weird. Going through trauma and then experiencing the paranormal. I don't know how to explain it, though. And that's the thing I'm actually trying to explain right now is how do you explain that for... Because there are people who have never gone through anything like that, and yet they still get paranormal evidence. But it doesn't seem as high as to like what you get or what Kelsey gets, Omar, the fam, all them. I mean, so I wonder if everyone we're watching is just has gone through some sort of huge trauma, and that trauma, I guess, almost like it creates like a net for the paranormal, and it just it attracts them to you. Yeah, and that's what I noticed. Like when they do their stuff too.
Yeah.
As I'm like backing away from them, no one can hear me. Like, what is going on? Well, I think that is going to cover it for this episode. I want to say thank you so much for coming on to the show, Ashley. Michael, also, please, thank you so much for coming on to the show. You guys were fantastic. Is there anything new coming up on your channel or anything new that's happening?
Definitely a lot of plan in the works.
Okay.
Kelsey and I have a lot, and Chris Starr is coming back to town.
Awesome.
So we're trying to figure out our next big plan there.
Awesome.
But definitely big stuff coming.
All right. Looking forward to it.
Yes.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you also to sound engineer Renee and Undercity Comics, home of The Void. Be sure to make your way down here and get 10% off your purchase when you mention the show. And if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the show on any one of our social media pages, Instagram at Void Podcast 18, Facebook at Pod Paranormal 87, Twitter at Nightwing Silver, and our website, intothevoidpod.com. That's intothevoidpod.com. And Ashley, if people wanted to come and see your videos, where would we go?
To my YouTube channel. It would just be on YouTube, Adventures with Ashley.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Awesome. And with that, one last thank you to my guests and my co-hosts here. I'm G-Man, and I got to go see a man about a shadow in a jar. But before I go, I just want to say thank you for falling with me into the void.